Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to create a European mount with a deer head. So I'll take you through step by step from skinning to boiling to whitening. All in this video, you got it covered. This isn't the best way to do it, but this is the way I've been doing it. I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years like this, and I really enjoy it. So hope you enjoy. First step that you're going to want to do is skin the head. The way this is done is pretty self-explanatory. After doing this, I've not found that there is one great way to do this. It's whatever way works the best for you. I start by skinning back the nose a little bit, and then I cut the skin behind the jaw, follow it all the way back, and then I just kind of try to work down in front of the antler. So I just, as you can see right now, well, I just lost a blade, so I'm re putting a new blade on. But as I continue, I just skin down. I get past the eye, and when I'm finally at the burr, I cut a line straight to the burr and begin prying the hair off the base of the burr with a screwdriver. Once the fur is completely off that side of the head, it's about time that you move to the other side of the head. So you want to mimic the same process. Just skin down the nose, skin around the eye, cut a line right to the burr, and pry the hair right off of the base of the burr, as you can see. You're next going to take the bottom jaw off the skull. To do this, I just pull the jaw apart and cut the meat in between the mouth. Then pull and continue doing that until the jaw just comes right off. The very last step in skinning the deer skull is you want to take off as much meat as you possibly can before putting the skull in the boil. The more meat that you're able to successfully take off, the easier the rest of the project will be when it comes to boiling. That means that there's less meat that needs to be tenderized and less that you need to spray off. When taking the eyeballs out, you want to cut around the eye socket, and you'll be able to grab the eyeballs with your finger and slowly just pull and cut and pull and cut until the eyeball is out. As you can see, I'm just continuing to take as much meat as I can off the back of the skull, around where the jaws are, because that meat is super tough and it takes a long time for the boil to tenderize that. So it's just easier to take it out now. Once all the meat you can take off the skull is off, you then want to begin heating the water and get the skull ready to go into it. The next step in the process of doing a European mount is wrapping the antlers. To do this, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to take some cling wrap and just wrap it around the base of the antlers. Because when it goes in the water with the borax, that could potentially whiten the antlers, and you want to keep that nice chocolate color on the antlers. So wrap it with some saran wrap, and then I always like to secure it with a little bit of electrical tape to really just make sure that antler is covered. Then after that, we get into the boil. There's a few things important to note when putting the skull in the boil. First, I put it in with a mixture of Dawn dish soap and borax. This mixture does a good job of degreasing the skull so that there's no grease marks on the finished product. When putting in the water, you want to make sure you're putting it in at a simmer and make sure that the entirety of the skull and the saran wrap is what's touching the water. The borax will whiten the antlers. I've learned that the hard way. But after 30 minutes, you pull the skull out. I put it at the end of the driveway, and I just start spraying it. Sorry for the bad camera work. I am a one-man crew. This is my first time ever trying this. But your next step is just spraying off the skull. You want to get every piece of meat everywhere off that skull. Every piece of gunk left on the skull will turn into an oil mark, which you don't want to see on the skull. We're about to see the brain shot. To do that, I just put the nozzle right there. It is. Put the nozzle right in the eye socket. There's a little hole that attaches to the brain, and put the nozzle there, and it sprays right out. So, as you can see, it cut to another video. That second video was after I put it back in the power washer. This time for only 20 minutes. And when spraying the skull off this time, you want to really focus on spraying the stuff out of the nasal cavity. You want to be careful because there's cartilage in there that is very fragile. But the way I do this is I keep the nozzle head away from the skull when spraying the nose. Next, you want to move to whitening. The last step you want to do with your European skull is you want to whiten it. To whiten it, use peroxide that you can get from a styling at a hair salon, and you paint it on there. It's important though, because of the chemical structure of this peroxide. It's very reactive and it'll eat away anything, including skin and bone. So you always want to wear safety gloves when doing this. Secondly, you always want to have the base of the antlers protected before you put it on. So now that that's done, you take your peroxide. All you do is just paint it on. You wanted everything you want to be white. There's many different ways that you can whiten. This is the easiest way I found with my supplies. But you want to hit every part. And just like that, it's done.
So what you want to do is leave this under a bright light or something bright for the next 24 hours. Let the peroxide eat away the first layer of antler, or not antler, skull. You don't want it to eat antler. And then you're going to wash it off. So I'll see you in 24 hours. After having the peroxide on it for 24 hours, you then take it to a sink or you take it outside to your hose and just wash that peroxide off. And you should have a skull. It's just bright and white like this. Then it's ready to be put on a board and be hung on the wall. So thank you for watching this video. If you happen to learn something about doing European mounts, please give me a like. Maybe subscribe and follow. Yeah, let me know if you'd like to see more content like this. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.